Mr. Saud, we are live.
Hello and welcome everyone. I hope you are all doing well. We are excited to have you join us for this insightful discussion on how to formulate a research question. My name is Saud Malik and I am a BS Applied Microbiology student at University of Veterinary and Animal Sciences, Lahore. I am also honored to be a fellow at Women's Ascension Community Outreach, WACO. WACO's Community Outreach Department plays a key role in connecting individuals and organizations to drive positive change. Through awareness campaigns, strategic partnerships, and grassroots efforts, we aim to bridge gaps in health education, preventive care, and empower communities to take charge of their well-being. Today's topic, how to formulate a research question, is cornerstone of effective research and academic inquiry. Whether you are a student, a scholar, or a professional, the ability to turn a broad subject into a clear, focused, and researchable question is essential. A well-structured research question not only guides the research process, but also defines the scope, direction, and impact of your study. As today's session focuses on identifying broad topics of interest and narrowing them down into specific manageable ideas. Understanding the characteristics of a good research question, clarity, focus, feasibility, and relevance. Avoiding vague or biased language that can compromise research validity. Aligning research questions with academic objectives, available resources, and time frames. We are honored to have you all here as we explore the importance of good research and its benefits. Our goal today is to explore how we can master the art of formulating a research question and take actionable steps that will strengthen the quality and impact of our academic and professional work. It is my privilege to introduce our esteemed speaker, Dr. Asma Tabassum. Dr. Asma Tabassum is a trailblazer in the fields of research, innovation, and commercialization, seamlessly bridging the gap between academia and industry. As the director of the Office of Research, Innovation, and Commercialization (ORIC) at Sohail University, she leads transformative initiatives that develop collaboration between researchers, industry professionals, and stakeholders. With over 19 years of research experience and a decade of leadership in ORIC, Dr. Tabassum has played a pivotal role in aligning research strategies with institutional goals to support innovation and knowledge exchange. Her academic contribution include 30 plus research publication, a book, and a book chapter published in esteemed national and international platforms. In addition to being a certified expert in entrepreneurship and incubation management, she is a renowned corporate trainer and international speaker, known for empowering startups and professionals with practical insights and strategies for success. Before we begin, for a few quick reminders, please keep your mic muted during the webinar unless you are asked to speak. So, if So with that, now we are honored to welcome Dr. Tabassum to guide us through the essential aspect of academic excellence and research readiness. Without further ado, please join me in welcoming Dr. Asma Tabassum. Dr. Asma, the floor is yours, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Saud. I would like to thank Women Ascension to initiate this, you know, uh, webinar series for researchers. And previously, we also, engage with different other topics on climate and um, women empowerment as well. And this topic is very much, close to my heart because research is my passion. Thank you very much, Saud, for elaborating a very, extensive introduction. Uh, uh, a lot of, you know, introduction Saud has, exhibited in front of you. But what I like most, my introduction is as a researcher, to explore different things, what's going on um, in the nature, and through research we exhibit what's going on, which is not narrated by any other person, the topic what we choose. So imagine a young explorer named whatever Sana, who dreamed of discovering hidden treasures. One day Sana set out on a grand expedition into a vast, unfamiliar jungle, because being a researcher, we explore the things which is hidden in front of the world. So, but she forgot one thing. What it would be? Can you guess? She entered into a jungle to discover hidden treasure. So, what is the thing which is most importantly associated with her? Anyone can. What it should be? Are you listening to me? Hello.
Dr. Asma, they're
Now,
writing
yes.
in chat box. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Chat box. Okay, let me
Yes, we
check.
can listen to you.
Okay, let me check what's they are writing. Um, okay. Nothing is, no one is writing the answer. What I am asking about. Anyone? Did you get what I am asking? That a lady, a person, or a researcher got entered into a jungle to explore hidden treasure. So, what is the most important constituent or any important thing she should have with her in unexplored place?
Yes, can I come in? Hello, can you
Tahmina,
hear me?
would you like to answer this question?
Yeah.
Or so?
Yes. Yes, my name is Rukundo. I'm from Uganda, and I think this woman entering in the jungle, the first thing is to feel confidence. Of course, she shouldn't have no
Okay.
fear. Yes, of
So, what
course. The moment,
important?
the moment, yes, please. Come again. Yes, I was saying that the first thing that this woman should do is to make sure that self-confidence is, of course, practiced, because, of course, the jungle is not a place where you can just enter like that. So when you have that confidence, you enter while having a certain purpose that is going to enable you from doing something based on your need. Maybe she might have doing a research, maybe, or also maybe looking for something. Let's say, for example, she might have maybe looking for the survival. So the moment she enters the jungle, because the jungle has different circumstances that may occur and that may also disturb her. So just what she has to have is to have self-confidence. Another thing, self-esteem, also feel like she's powerful. Thank you.
Thank you, dear, so much. I think Dr. Asma is like, I think she got an internet issue. She will be back soon.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we
Yes,
can hear you.
please, we can
Oh,
hear you.
Yes,
Yes.
please.
I'm so sorry for that. My network connection was quite unstable.
No worries,
So,
Dr. Asma.
okay, I was asking a question to you that a person or a researcher got entered into a jungle and she was exploring the hidden treasure. So, what was the main important thing she should have with us, with her?
Yeah, in the chat box, most of the people say that the first thing that she can have is light and map because she don't want to be lost.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
very good, very good. So, map is very important, right? So, without map, Sana wandered in circles. She saw interesting plants, strange animals, and mysterious rivers, but she had no idea which way to go or what treasure she was even looking for. So, after days of confusion, Sana sat down and realized, if I don't know what I am searching for, I will never find it. So, in research, your question is your map. Okay? Are you getting me? So, in the context of research, your question is your map. Without a clear, focused research question, you might explore a lot of ideas, but you will struggle to find real answers or meaningful results. So, just like Sana needed a destination, you need a well crafted research question to guide your journey, right? So, today, in this webinar, what we are going to explore about the questions. So, what's a research question? We are going to discuss it. Why do I need one? Right? One question, or there should be many. How do I need created create a good one? What do I do with it? So, what are these questions are? So, first, what we are going to explore. So, what's a research question is? The research question defines the purpose of the study. Okay, what you are going to explore. What is the purpose to conduct your research, right? So, a research question is the fundamental core of any research project. It is a specific, clear, and focused question that guides the entire study, from the methods you use to the data you collect and the conclusions you draw. So, in research, what we do, we collect data. We should have a plan. We collect data, how to collect that data. And from the data, the analysis of that data, we conclude our results. So, without a question, you can't, do a better job. So, what the question is, it defines the purpose of the study. It shapes the direction of your inquiry. So, what you are inquired about. So, it set the direction for you. It identifies the problem the researcher aims to solve or understand, right? So, without a question, you are unable to explore how to solve the problem. What is your understanding about that? So, and it also sets the boundaries, okay? Because if you have a broader topic, so you have to set the boundaries to finally narrow down your research topic and the targeted type of, uh, you know, uh, points what you want to address the answer so you can get the better understanding of your research project. So setting out the boundaries are very important, and you can set the boundaries with the formulation of your good question, the research question. Okay. So a strong research question is neither too broad nor too narrow. Okay. There should be a mediocre approach. It challenges the researcher to think critically and helps ensure that the research stays organized, relevant, and meaningful. So your question defines whether your research is well organized, you have crafted your synopsis wisely, it is relevant, right, and meaningful. Okay. So just to explore thing is not a good idea to, address the issues in front of the world. But relevance and the meaningfulness is quite important. So in short, the research question is the starting point, okay, and the compass of your entire journey, research journey. So it defines your research journey, the well-crafted questions, what you are going to explore. Okay. So a research question is very much important in terms of if you are going to plan your research. So question is, why do I need one? Means why do I need that question? So you need a research question because it gives your study focus, specific direction, and purpose. So it is very much important to have a research questions in your study. So without a research question, your project can easily become too broad, disorganized, or unclear. Okay, you don't know about your research topic is, in which direction you need to go, what type of study you need to conduct, how you design your research idea, other regardless of many of the aspects in your synopsis. But if you well define your questions in your research, ask these questions to yourself. If your supervisor has given you a topic, research topic, okay, that is too much broad, but ask many of the questions related to that topic so that you can be crafted a well organized, directionful, and focused approach. Okay. So a well-defined research question helps you stay focused on a specific problem or topic, because there are many different dimensions in one broader topic. But because of these well-crafted questions, you will identify which direction you need to guide upon. So guide your research design. This question guides your research design. It decides what methods, data, and analysis are needed in your research. So it also saves your time. Okay. Uh, uh, when we are very much passionate about our research, we like our topic, we explore many things, many of the articles you read, and many of the different researchers' thought process you gone through about that. Then you gone astray about the focused area, what you need to find out. Okay, so it saves your time if your approach is targeted, you have well defined question in your mind, so it save your time as well. You will not go astray about your research activity. It also provide clarity um, for yourself as well, your reader as well. Okay, if you are writing anything, your research, so how you get intact the reader towards your article if you are not designing your research in terms of the specificity, in terms of relevance. Okay, so these questions, if you uh, align these questions in your research, so you provide the clarity to your reader as well, and or any other is reading your work, reviewing your work as well, because once you write your research paper or your synopsis or your thesis, so it will go towards the reviewers. So if the clarity is not in your write-up, so how you attract them to read your article or your, thesis till the end. It also frame your argument. It gives the structure of your findings in a logical way, in a meaningful way. So in short, a research question keeps your work sharp, purposeful, and impactful, right? It's the foundation of strong, effective research. So research questions are the main important ingredient in your research topic, in your research project, which provide the foundation of a strong and effective research. Okay, so now how do I create a good one? Okay, how can I, write down the good questions in your research topic? So to create a good research question, you need to follow some key, steps. The, the, the one or the most important one is choose a broad topic you care about. So pick a subject you are interested in. Curiosity keeps you motivated. Okay, because you are exploring which is unexplored, right? No one has done before the work you are going to do. So you need to choose a broad topic, then do some preliminary research. Okay, so initial research is very much important. On the basis of these preliminary research or data, you can further elaborate your uh, specific research topic. So read a few articles. I would suggest keep keep on reading different authors, different researchers about your topic, that what they have done, what type of results they got, which geographical indications they choose, and how they are, comparatively give you a better insight about that. So you need to read articles, reports, or papers to understand the background of that the discussion is going on. Okay, so background knowledge is very much important. On the basis of others' studies, you will be able to define your objectives very, clearly. So this will help you spot gaps or issues. So which type of gaps are there? You will find out the gaps in others' article, others' research work, that they have covered these aspects and there is a gap, and we need to find that gap so that we can, occupy the place in front of in the world of researchers. Okay. So it will help you to spot gaps or issues that need more explorations. So a good research question also narrow down your focus. So ask yourself the questions, right? So what specific aspect am I most curious about? Ask yourself these questions. What problem or issue do I want to explore? Okay, so that the approach will be narrowing down. Then these good questions formulate your question on the basis of others' studies when you find the gaps, and then you will be able to find out the questions on which your study will be based on, right? So you need to make sure that your question is clear. Clear means easy to understand. Focused means specific enough to research effectively. Researchable means can be answered through data. It can be answered through data, observation, or analysis, right? So, and it should be feasible, not a very complicated, type of study you will choose, and then you will be worried about how to collect data, how to get the things done. So it should be feasible. It should be doable within your time period, because your research should be, if you are um, undergrad students or postgrad students, so there is a time boundaries. Within these time boundaries, you need to explore your topic, you need to work on that, you need to raise questions, you need to build your hypothesis. Then you start working on that, the collection, the data collection, or any type of experiment you need to do, or the survey you need to plan. After that, the collection of data, you need to analyze that, you need to compare your study with the others, with your surrounding researchers, and then you need to takes time, and you have the time boundaries as well. So try to describe the questions which are doable. The research, the topic you are choosing is doable within the time boundaries. It should be meaningful, contributes to knowledge, or solve a real world problem. Research for the sake of research is not, only meaningful, I must say. You need to find out the problems, because in this era in which we are living, there are a lot of problems surrounding us. For example, if we talk about the climate, the pollution, there are different types of pollution, the food, what we are eating, the transportation, and everything what is surrounding us. Uh, there are a lot of problems. So we need to choose the research topic on the basis of the existing problems, so that your research would be a buzzword for the world, that this he or she is, solving a existing problem which needs an immediate solution. So try to focus on not only exploratory research, rather than you need to find out the research and try to transform it into the tangible products or services through which the community can be served. Okay, so then another most important thing, that test your question as well. Okay, how is it too broad or too narrow? You need to test it down. Can I answer it with evidence, not just opinions? That if it is a very broad one, for example, the topic is climate change, right? And um, it is a broader topic like climate change. Now, if you narrow down the focus, so impact of climate change on coastal cities. So we have narrowed down the approach. The climate change is very broader one. Under this umbrella, we can study in the urban areas, the rural areas, the industrial areas. But if we narrow down the approach, we are setting it down to only the coastal cities who are affecting who are getting the most dangerous aspects of climate change. So now the topic has been narrowed down. So the research question, what would be? How is rising sea level due to climate change? Because the coastal areas, it is a very important, a very crucial aspect of the sea level rise, so that the communities are getting affected by that sea level rise. So your question would be, how is rising sea level due to climate change affecting the infrastructure resilience of coastal cities in Southeast Asia? Okay, right? So from the broader aspect, you need to narrow down your focus, and then you will develop your research question surrounding with these boundaries. You will do your research, you will plan your data, you will plan your sites. Which sites? Obviously Southeast Asia is also a very big you know space. So then you will cut it down, that which specific area you are going to, or two different entities you are going to plan to compare that data, which area is getting more affected by the sea level rise. The nearer the coastal area, the farther the coastline, the people who are getting affected by these type of activities. So again, I would say the broader um, topic is climate change. We are going to narrow it down. Impact of climate change on coastal cities. Then your research question would be, how is rising sea level due to climate change affecting the infrastructure resilience of coastal cities in Southeast Asia? Are you getting me? Yes.
Yes,
Are
ma'am.
you getting me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So in this way, we can, change our strategies. Now, another thing is, how do I need, no, sorry, what do I do with it? Now, what steps, right, we need to take? Now, first thing is design. So once you have a research question, you use it to guide every step of your research project. Okay. So what do you do with it? Number one is design your research plan. So your research question helps you decide, means what kind of information you need, means data, articles, experiments, surveys, what I discussed earlier. That your research question defines that what kind of information you are needing with the data you need to collect, the articles, what type of articles you need to read because of that particular research question. Now you will find out the articles focusing on that specific research. Then you will start reading the articles about that. Then you will, find out which experiments another researcher has done and what type of experiments we need to conduct in our specific jurisdiction. What type of surveys we need to. So you will decide that depending upon your question. So your research question will design your research plan. Another thing, what methods you will use, means if you are planning to have the qualitative methods, quantitative methods, or mixed methods, you need to find out. Okay. So your research question, design your research plan. So stay focused. Okay. So whenever you gather information, ask yourself, does this help me answer my research question? It keeps your work organized, relevant, and efficient. So your approach would be narrowed down. And now on specific areas, what you have chosen, you will start, reading and exploring everything. So it will be an organized approach you are getting with the help of your research question. And it would be relevant and it would be an efficient as well. So what you will do, shape your thesis or hypothesis. How? So the research question often leads to forming a thesis statement. Means your main claim, what you are claiming and what you are going to explore. And that statement at the end, you need to accept or negate the statement you have created. At the end, you need to, test your hypothesis. Okay. So the prediction you have made from that means, okay, if you are doing research on climate change and a specific area, so you are going to plan that the global warming is the main cause of sea level rise. And at the end of your research, you will find, with the help of data, with the help of different, approach you are going to plan, you will test your hypothesis. So whether global warming is the main cause or not, or other factors are also associated with the sea level rise, right? Then at the end, you are going to test your statement or hypothesis. So in this way, you are going to shape your thesis or hypothesis. Another thing, that it structure your paper or project, right? So your research question going to shape up, or it will define the roadmap of your research or project. Means initially what you will do, the introduction part, the present your question and why it matters. Means what is introduction is all about, the background study, what you have reading, the articles that other persons are doing this, and why this topic is important, why you have chosen this, and why your topic is justifiable, that you are going to explore. And no one has been done these kind of work on this specific approach. So you are going to plan your study accordingly. So it will structure your research or your project. Initially, you are going to plan your introduction part, then what methods you are going to apply. So you will explain how you will find the answer. What is methodology? That in which manner you are going to find the answer. Means the sea level rise is just because of global warming. So how you are going to find the answer, whether you are going to plan survey from the coastal communities surrounding area, or any other comparative points which you are selecting, any data collection you are going to do, any type of sampling you are going to plan, means water sample, or anything, that which kind of temperature you are dealing with in day and night, in summer and winter. So your approach will, will be defining, these questions will define your approach. So in this way you will structuralize your research. So then the result part. So what you have discovered from these methodologies, the result part, and then you are going to plan the discussion that what results you have got from your methodology, from your survey, your sampling, your anything what your research design is. So now you are going to discuss it and you are going to plan the discussion based upon the previous studies and what you have recently um, got the answers from your research as well. So what your discussion is, it will explain what your findings mean in relation to your question. Okay, you will justify your findings with the questions you have developed or the hypothesis you have developed or the uh, uh, structure of your research you have designed. So in this way, you will start your research and it will structuralize your research. Then drive your analysis and conclusion. And at the end, what you are doing, you answered your research question based on the evidence you have collected. That shows how your work adds new knowledge or new insights to the scientific world, okay, or the other communities. So in this way, your research has been structured, the introduction part, the methodology, the discussion or conclusion. So in this way, everything is based on your question. Okay. So in short, your research question drives your research, shapes your thinking, and anchors your final results. So it is the core of your entire project. Okay. So research question is very important. And these are the questions you are developing your own self, depending upon the topic you have selected. And from that general topic, you are going to emphasize on this specific background, right? Okay. So why good research question matters? Um, a good research question, obviously, it gives clear direction to your research and writing. It saves your time, your resources. It encourages critical thinking when you are reading more and more articles, more and more thesis, books, uh, different manuscripts you are reading. So you start thinking critically that why they haven't done, how I will, um, add value to new dynamics of researchers. It makes your research meaningful, right? So it ensures your study addresses real gaps, issues, or problems. So I must say, with the help of these questions, you understand your research topic simply, in simple words. So it engages your audience as well. So a good research question is the difference between an average project and a powerful, impactful one. Okay, so it turns a vague idea into a clear investigation with real results. So research questions are very important. So a good research question, not the every question, no, the good research question which are relevant to your research topic. So it creates the difference between an average project and a powerful and meaningful one. Right. So what are the characteristics of a good research question? It is clear and focused, obviously. So easy to understand, no vague or confusing items are there. Sharp enough to guide your study without being too broad or too narrow. Okay, so it predicts your the future perspective you are planning to, answer these questions. So it is researchable. It can be answered through the collection, analysis, data, not just opinions or beliefs. It is feasible, easy to handle. Specific means targeted approach is very important. Targets a particular issue, concept, or population, not something too general. Okay, it is not a general approach. It is a targeted approach, specific approach. Relevancy and significance. So it addresses a real problem, the real gap or need in the field. Okay, so you need to identify that. So contributes new knowledge. In this way, you will contribute new knowledge to the world, new insights to the world, or the solutions you are providing. At the end, you are going to give the solution that we have find out these issues, the drawbacks, what are these, and how we are going to cope up in future. So complex, not just yes or no. It encourages deep thinking, right? Analysis and discussion. So not simple factual answers. So with the help of your research, so you are going to solve the complex issues, complex problems. It should be ethical. Good question should be ethical, can be answered without causing harm, and respects the rights of participants, obviously, but because ethical consideration is very important. It should be original or innovative. The idea should be innovative. So brings a fresh perspective or explores a less studied area rather than repeating well-known answers. Okay, so a good question, the characteristic of good question is it is an original one, innovative one, no one has done before. For example, if we talk about the weak question, if I say, is exercise good for health? It is too broad, too obvious. Obviously, exercise is good for health. If you are going to plan a question, so good research question would be, how does a daily 30-minute aerobic exercise program impact the mental health of university students during exam periods, right? So this is a very precise, specific, not vague question. How does a daily 30-minute exercise program impact the mental health of health? There are many factors of health: physical health, your internal, your ability, your geniusness, your IQ, right? But we are talking about the specific issue, that is mental health. And now of university students are many, from school, college, and university. So now we are talking about the university students. And during the exam period, not every time. Okay. So exercise is very important. So now we are narrowing down the approach. The broader one was, the question was, is exercise good for health? Very short. It is not a good question. But if I'm asking about, how does a daily 30-minute aerobic exercise program impact the mental health of university students during exam periods? Now this is a very specific, researchable, and feasible and meaningful question. Now you are going to explore, you are going to generate survey within the premises of university, especially in during exam period. Then you are planning your research, you are planning your methodology. Okay, so good research question provides you the direction, which ultimately ends up with a good research, which is not a common one, unexplored research, right? So, types of research question. Now the types of research question. How many types of research questions are? These are some, types what I have explained here. Number one is descriptive, means if we talk about the example of a question, so what is the average age of students in my class? If we talk about this webinar, okay, so I am going to ask, what is the average age of students in this webinar? So to map out or summarize characteristics of a group of phenomena, what you don't need comparisons or explanations yet, means it hasn't been done yet. Okay, so it is a descriptive approach. So what is the average age of the students in class? It shows that to map out or summarize characteristics of a group, this group which is present in this webinar, or phenomena, when you don't need comparisons or explanations yet. Tehmina, I want to take a 1 or 2 minute break because Azan is, going on.
Okay, sure. Sure, Dr. Asma. I will tell participants to drop their questions, and when you're back, you can answer them.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So the first type was descriptive. Now, comparative approach, if we talk about, so how do apples and oranges differ in vitamin C content? Okay, this is the comparative approach. We are going to make a comparison. So to highlight differences between two or more groups or conditions, which can inform choices or further study, right? So question can be comparative. Before that, we described the question can be descriptive, that can summarize the characteristics of one group or any phenomena, and comparative approach to highlight differences between two or more groups, right? Then correlational, is there a relationship between hours of study and the test scores? Because we are going to correlate two different conditions to detect patterns or associations between variables. If we increase one thing, then what would be the answer of that, the other aspect, right? So we are going to correlate the association, that helping you understand if and how they move together, right? So the correlational question, it can be causal, means how does drinking coffee affect alertness in the morning? Because some people, they are very used to have the coffee or tea. Fortunately, I'm not very much into this. I haven't took tea in my life, and I'm not very much used to to take coffee very rarely, specifically in colder nights. I just like to have coffee, but not regularly, right? So causal, to identify cause and effect, showing that one variable produces a change in another. I have heard about many of my family members and my friends. If they don't take tea, they don't be active in the morning. Very sleepy, feeling they feel sleepy all the time. And if we specifically take tea, then they will be active and alert in their mornings. So these are the causal type of questions. So to identify cause and effect, okay, so we are finding out the effects. So they can be exploratory. So how do children play in urban versus rural playgrounds? So how these are explorations. So what is the phenomenon of different students or the different children? They play in rural areas and urban areas. Obviously the pattern is different, the sources are different. So this is a part of exploratory research, that in this area what kind of things are going on. So to investigate new or unclear areas where little prior research exists, so they're generating insights and hypotheses for later testing, right? So they may be an exploratory answers, because for example, in my area, red color butterflies are very much often um, in the fields and in another area. So this is an exploratory type of research, that I am documented that these kind of things or animal is present in there. Polar bear is present in the colder areas. Um, uh, Not every animal bear the temperature of that specific area. So that is more exploratory, that which kind of animal is present in which area. Predictive approach, predictive type of questions. So can hours of sleep predict next day mood? So we are going to predict the answer. Okay. So to forecast future outcomes based on current or past data, useful for planning, prevention, or decision making. Okay. So these type of predictive type of questions we can ask in our research project. Evaluative, how effective is the school tutoring program? Now we are going to evaluate to assess impact or performance of a program, right? So policy or intervention, guiding improvements or policy decisions. So all these effective in this type of evaluative type of question. For prescriptive, what strategies can help me wake up earlier? Um, what type of things I should do to be active in next morning? So to recommend actionable solutions. So we are going to plan to exhibit the solutions, or best practices based on evidence directly guiding behavior or policy. Okay, so these are different types of questions. They may be descriptive, they may be comparative, correlational, casual, exploratory, predictive, evaluative, perspective. So these kind of questions you can raise in your research thesis, or your synopsis or your project. Now, the 5W and 1H approach. What is this? 5W and... So ask yourself, who is being studied? Means 5W and 1H. Who is being studied? What is being studied? When and where does it take place? Why is it important? How will the study be conducted? So these kind of approach you need to start thinking about. Who is being studied? What is being studied? When and where does it take place? Why is it important? How will the study be conducted? So when you start summarizing your research project, when you are planning to have study or research, so you need to start questions in this kind of pattern. So this will help you. It is not a definite pattern, but for me, if you ask me, so it is a suggestion to, formulate a questions depending upon your topic. So now step by step formulation process. What is the choose a broad topic, do preliminary research, initial, narrow down your focus, identify the research gap. This is all about what I have already, discussed. Turn the gap into a question, refine the question using SMART criteria. Uh, okay. Now, example, if we talk about the examples. So these are the examples. Number 1, broad topic, climate change. If you're going to narrow down the impact of climate change on agriculture in Pakistan, okay, climate change is a broader approach. Now we are going to narrow it down. Impact of climate change on agriculture in Pakistan. Previously, what we were discussing about the coastal communities, the effect of climate change on the coastal areas. Right? Now, research question would be, how does climate change affect wheat crop? Now we are going to specify because crops are many. Okay, agriculture, there are different crops, but now we are focusing on the wheat crop. Yield in southern Punjab, it is one of our province. Over the past 10 years, now we are developing our question in this way, from the broader to narrow approach. So your question, design actually your research, what you are planning, how you are going to conduct your research. Example number 2. Student mental health. It is again a broader topic. Okay. So effects of academic stress on university students. Okay. Students' mental health can be affected by their family issues, by their social circle. But we are narrowing down our approach. So effects of academic stress, we are specifically bound ourselves with the academic stress. Now on university students. Okay. So the approach is going to narrow down. Now the question would be, what is the relationship between academic workload and anxiety levels among medical students in Karachi? Okay. So your research question defines and create the boundary of your research. What I defined it earlier, that a good research question creates a boundary. It's not a vague approach. It is very specific approach. Now in this boundary, okay, you are going to plan your research. Now you are going to study or read the articles on the academic workload, the relationships between the academic workload and anxiety. levels among medical students. Medical students in Karachi, medical students in Punjab, any other city, Lahore, another city of Balochistan, another city of Sindh, KPK, right? So in this way, you are going to narrow down your approach, and then your approach will be classically specified. It will not be a vague approach. Okay. Now we are going to do an activity. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes, Dr. Asma.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
You need to choose the best question among them. Haji. So, you are interested in how social media use affects student well-being. Okay. So, what questions you are going to plan? What is social media? How do students feel about social media? How does daily Instagram usage relate to anxiety levels among university students during exam periods? D. Why is social media so popular among young people? So, which question is best?
I think C1 is the best.
Which one?
C1. How does
C.
daily Instagram usage relate to anxiety levels among university
Okay.
students?
Okay. Any other?
I think D is good.
D?
D. Yeah.
I think ma'am C is good because it is clear,
Hmm.
a clear question and focus on one topic.
Okay. Right now we do have, I think, 51. How many students? I mean, how many? 46 we have. Yes, everybody. I want answer from everyone. Yes. Someone is saying D. Acha, majority are saying option C. Nisha is also saying C. Sadia saying D. Okay. Now I'm going to write. Okay. Now C. We are getting uh, option C, B as well. Yes, the answer is C because it is why? Why? It is more specific. Agree? Measurable, focused, and focused on social media, one platform. Social media is a very vague approach, very broad. But the focused approach is one, the Instagram, what we are using. Okay. And one outcome means anxiety because mental health, if we talk about social media use affects student well-being. So well-being, there are many, options are available in the well-being, but one outcome would be the anxiety and focused on one group. So very good. Those who selected the C. Now let's check another question. You want to evaluate an after-school tutoring program's impact. Which question is best? What tutoring programs exist? How effective is the after-school tutoring program in improving 8th grade math scores in City X? Do students like tutoring? Why do some students need tutoring? Wow, all students are getting very sharp. Answer B. Oh, great. Yes, the answer is B. How? Which type of question it is? Anyone can? Anyone can share? Focus, specific, structured. These are the characteristics, right? I'm just asking about the type of question. What we studied, the types of question. The descriptive. Yes. Ramin, very good. Evaluative. Very good. It's Fahmida. Yes, Fahmida is also right. So the approach is we have evaluated that. Na? So how effective is the after school? Yes, Nisha. Very good. So evaluative and targeted both. Measures program impact on 8th grade math in a defined locale. Yes, Ibrahim, very good. So I'm happy that you have got what I wanted to deliver it to you. Very good. Okay, next. Are you enjoying?
We are.
Enjoying?
I think we are in competition. Answer B, D, C.
Yes. And now another question. You plan to explore dietary habits and health. So what do people eat? Is diet related to health? To what extent does adherence to a Mediterranean diet predict cholesterol levels among adults aged 40 to 60? Why is healthy eating important? C. Muhammad Azam, Maham, Kanvi. Oh, many of the participants. Very good, very good. I'm very happy. Now, who is going to share which type of question is this? Now, the actual question is, which type of question is this? What we studied? Exploratory. Any other? Any other? Another one? Another? Oh, another? A correlational one. Who said correlation? Who said? Kanvi, Ramin. Correlation, there is a correlation between and predictive approach, right? What kind of, to what extent does adherence to a Mediterranean diet predict cholesterol levels among aged 40 to 60? So there is a predictive, we are predicting something else. Okay. Now, another one. Yes, another question. You are curious about remote work productivity. What is remote work? How has remote work changed since 2020? How do productivity, participants are going to become very smart. So how do productivity metrics compare between employees working remotely versus in office at company Y? What type of question is this? This is very, easy. The answer is written. Yes, comparative. Very good, very good. Comparative approach. Okay, so now last one, okay? The last. Okay. The last one is, you wish to study water conservation behaviors. How much water do people use? What is water conservation? What strategies can households implement to reduce daily water consumption by 20%? Why should we save water? Yeah, the answer is C. Very good. Yay. Everybody is doing a great job and everybody was listening to me. It means it shows your, enthusiasm and focused learning approach. Yes. One more type, I must say, it can be prescriptive approach because it sets a clear goal, 20% reduction, actionable for households, right? So it is more likely to prescriptive approach. So it is more likely we are prescribing that if we reduce the 20% water consumption, so the you wish to study water conservation behaviors to reduce daily water consumption by 20. So we have, cut down the bar in that. So this was the last question of our, yes, exploratory as well. Okay, final tips. What can I say? So you must review literature to, to predict about the originality. The more you study the previous researchers, the more you likely to be explore or to find out your research questions based on originality, right? So revisit and revise the question as your research evolves. So it is not likely that if you have written research question initially, you can't change it. No, you can change it, your research question, which can predict the direction of your research. Okay, so these are the some tips. So at the end, I would like to share that I'm also presenting the research draft, which is platform through which researchers can get the better insights about how to write your research articles, thesis, your projects, your grant writing skills. Uh, this platform also provides you to publish your article as well. So we are currently working on Journal of Sustainable Art Management, Marine, Botanical and Coastal Studies. Inshallah, we are going to, publish our first issue in most likely in the month of June. So we are welcoming the articles from the early career researchers as well. You have this wonderful opportunity to publish your article in this journal free of cost. So initially we are offering free of cost. If you have your final year project based upon your sustainable earth management studies type of, means if your study based on agriculture, botany, these type of studies, coastal or marine, zoological, geological, geographical, so we can take your articles and we are going to publish them. But the articles should be original, the research work should be original. We have rigorous and a very transparent process. Uh, uh, it go through the vertically the reviewers, and after the reviewers comments, you need to um, redefine your research or what article you are going to plan to publish in our research journal. So you can find us. uh, we are on Facebook, Research Draft, you can search. Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube channel we do have. So we regularly inform our researchers about the upcoming scholarship positions, upcoming uh, different information, I mean related to their research work, the scholarship, the funding opportunities as well, the specific climate action uh, strategies are going on, and many of the organizations, they are opening uh, calls for researchers to um, to get their project funded by these type of organizations. So you can get better and relevant information from these platforms. So you can search it and like and share. This would be my request from you. So thank you very much for interacting with me and with us. Thank you for the Women Ascension, Dr. Mahin, and the team, Tehmina, Saud, and all the participants. I really enjoyed this session, and I hope to get in touch with you all uh, frequently with different other topics as well. Thank you.